Hello viewers, this is Paladin of Odin, and this is some more Magic the Gathering Online. This is another episode of my standard commentary series. So that was first turn Plains, first turn Mountain into Fire Drinker Satyr. So best guess is that this is a mono red aggro deck. And the second Plains. Maybe a mono white deck? Zergo Bell Striker. Wow, stuck on one land. But he's got quite a bit of aggression on the board already. There's his second land. Typically in a deck like this, you don't need a whole lot of land. That's turn 3, 6 damage done already. Lightning Berserker. And another Plains into Abzan Battle Priest. He's a 3/2 that has Outlast, and each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it has lifelink. And Wild Slash to kill him. Let's see. We're looking at 2, 4, 7. You could have him at 7 with just the mana he has now and creatures that he has. But it all depends on what's in his hand. But this mono white deck is... Oh, he didn't Fire Breathe. Abbot of Carol Keep. Ooh, risky play on 0 mana. And he got a mountain. Lucky. Four, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I was gonna say he has lethal on the board right there. Didn't see much from that white deck. I don't even know if he is splashing green or whether he's just using it for the life gain. But just judging from that, his deck is way too slow. It's either that or he had a really crap hand. So, it took a little bit of time for them to mulligan. Honestly, I don't know if the red deck even bothered. But my guess is that the white deck did. Because he clearly needs some help. And he had to mulligan, which isn't the kind of help that he needs. Okay, so he is playing green. Oh, it's a Hardened Scales deck. You wouldn't have known it by the by that first game. Monastery Swift Spear. You know, I'm wondering how much Hardened Scales go for. Because I know doubling season is ridiculously expensive, but, you know, that doubles the counters on everything. This only does it for creatures. But I see it a lot. And there's a lot of good creatures that have... Okay, Topon Freeblade gets Wild Slashed. There are a lot of cards that can benefit from Hardened Scales. And the fact that you can play it on first turn. Okay, Zergo Bellstriker. So our Hardened Scales deck, he had a better start, but the red deck is just curving out just right the way he is. Ah, Mana Gorger Hydra. Now this is an interesting task for the red deck. He has to hit him with a 3 damage spell or better first time out. Because a 2 damage spell is going to deal 2 damage and he'll be a 3/3 because of the Hardened Scales. Ah, and he does have the Lightning Strike. So he had the right answer when he needed it, and things are just going downhill for the Hardened Scales deck. Citadel Castellan. Good enough to block either one of these creatures, even if the Swift Spear is prowessed. But if it is prowessed, it's most likely because he's going to kill the Castellan. And swinging in. This is a tactical attack. He's swinging with this to see if he'll block. Now, the Hardened Scales guy has to think, okay, if I do block, all he has to do is play a Wild Slash. This becomes a 2/3 and my Castellan dies. So he chose not to block there, understandably. Because at the moment, his Castellan is the only thing he has going for him. But a risky attack. Because the same thing applies on his attack. All he needs to play is a Wild Slash. No Wild Slash. So he has a 5/6 Vigilance. So now he can pretty much block anything that he wants. Okay, a second Castellan. Yeah, that 5/6 can block pretty much anything he wants. He'd have to have something in the ballpark of an exquisite Firecraft to get rid of that in a trick. And he's stuck on 2 mana. He played Zergo to get rid of a Zergo. I don't understand the logic behind that choice. I mean, at the very least, because I don't see any advantage in getting rid of the other one unless you have a delve spell, but I don't know of any red delve spells. Alright, going all out with the Castellans. Now, he could trick and kill the small one. Ah, stoke the flames. And he's hitting the face? Hmm. Huh. Not sold on that. But then again, he is a red deck. He only has to deal 8 more damage. Lightning Berserker. So theoretically, he could play another Stoke the Flames. But he'd have to have it. Now, if he starts blocking, we'll know that he's bluffed. And that his bluff has just been called. Only blocking one. So he's getting desperate. 2, 3, 4. Another Stoke the Flames. That'll get him down to 3. Does he have it? All he needs is a burn spell that costs 1 or 2 mana so that he can attack all out. Actually, it would have to deal a minimum of 3 damage, so it would have to be a Lightning Strike or better. Throwing down another Lightning Berserker. Okay. Abzan Falconer. That's the game right there. He's got 2 5/6 flying vigilances. Do you have anything that can deal 5 damage to the face right now? You know, a Wild Slash and a Stoke the Flames. But if you don't have it, you're dead. Stoke the Flames. Oh, okay. Stoke the Flames the Falconer. And Feet of Resistance. You're dead. That was pretty lucky that he had that. So, on to game 3. He must have had a crap hand for the first game. Because even with this game, the mono red rolled out really good, and he still couldn't finish him. So we'll see what happens in game 3. So, first turn Mountain, no play. First turn Plains. No surprise that there's no play from him. Second turn is Eidolon of the Great Revel. Card mana costs 3 or less. It deals 2 damage to that player. We've only seen one card from the red player that isn't below that, so he's just going to be burning his own face off, isn't he? Whenever a player but at the same time, he just took 2 damage to be able to deal 3. Anafenza. Okay, taking 2. And most likely taking more on his next. Ooh, yeah, Wild Slash to kill Anafenza. So basically, he paid 2 life to be able to get rid of Anafenza. This is kind of a tightrope of aggression that he's walking right now. But he does have creatures. to attack with. And the Scaled deck has nothing. Hydra. Okay. So, no scales, so a Wild Slash will be enough to kill the Hydra. But again, it would be paying 2 life to be able to get rid of it. But I'm surprised that he didn't do it at the end of his turn. Makes me wonder if he could. So Lightning Strike to get rid of the Hydra. Wow. This is just, I was expecting it to be tighter than this because of the Eidolon being whenever a player. But it's working out quite well in his favor. He's measuring his aggression. And to be honest, it looks like the Scales deck didn't get a good rollout this time. I mean, sure, Anafenza and Hydra are a nice combo. The problem is that that guy's not going to live. It's just like all the rest. Anyway, like I was saying, in this deck, if it had gone first turn Scales, second turn Anafenza, third turn Hydra, and he didn't have any burn spells to take care of any of them at any stage, then you would be wrecking face. But you're playing against a deck that can take apart your machine piece by piece as it comes out. And he's attacking all out. He's got to have a trick in his hand. Or not. It doesn't really matter. 6 life. Yep, stoke the flames. Never mind. He had the trick and dead. Yeah, that's the thing. I've seen Scales decks work well. And given the right circumstances, they do. But against a deck like that, you just never have the time you need to set up all your pieces. Because the Scales deck is like setting up dominoes. You need 1 or 2 or 3 pieces together to get that avalanche of damage. Whereas this red deck can just go, oh, you played that guy, it's dead. That guy, it's dead too. And you just never get to build up what you need. So that was mono red aggro versus green white Scales. If you liked what you saw, hit that like and subscribe button for me, and I'll see you in the next video.